Weather's chief meteorologist, Chase Jones.
Well, everybody keeps talking about the cold weather, the winter storm on its way. And if you ask me, the demand on power, I heard they're shooting off rockets down there in Boca Chica with all the rich people and NASA out there in Houston. I don't think anybody here in San Angelo or the Concho Valley is going to be using that much power. In fact, if you think about 1 million views, 1 million people watching, there's less than 1 million people here in San Angelo. So I think we're going to be okay, as well as the power grid standing up to some of those colder conditions making their way in. But people keep asking me if it's going to snow, if it's going to ice. Let's take a good look at the environment. Temperatures all the way down into those 30s. Then those winds turned out of the east and we went right back down into those 30s. And then we warmed up about 15 degrees into those 40s. And we're already on the cool down, pushing back down below those freezing levels. So people, pets, plants, and pipes, we're getting pretty good at saying it at this point. 44 in San Angelo. Everybody else again in the combination of those mid to lower 40s. Shades of blue across the entire region. Way up towards the north, you're getting a better idea of where the delineation is between this Arctic air and some of that coastal warm air. 32 up there in Sterling City, 47 down there in Junction. That's a good 15 degrees spread across the entire Concho Valley. You can see just how cold and how quickly it gets as you make your way up near the Panhandle, if not somewhere around sort of Sterling City headed north. Dew points, take a good look, are way down there at -9. We're up towards the northwest there at 8 degrees. So it's somewhere between 20 degrees for the dew point across the entire region, while the humidity indices are in those 20s, if not all the way down into those teens. So it's looking pretty dry right now. So when we talk about what sort of conditions we need to see some ice across the area, well, that's kind of what it looks like when we were talking about some of those humidity values making their way in from the south. Moisture tracker is going to show you where the cutoff low is, somewhere around the Baja California, Gulf of California region. Then we're going to keep our eyes somewhere around Brownsville, where we're going to watch that moisture push back in from the south. And then we're going to keep our eye on the concentrations of blues as a stronger system will push in from the northwest, and that's going to fire off a giant storm all along Tornado Alley. So when we take a good look at this setup, I want you guys to take a good look at where those tornadoes went, as well as Hurricane Helene and Milton. And now we're looking at some of that hail we saw earlier last year. Now we're looking at this snowstorm following the same trajectory. When we look at the upper level pattern, let's take a good look at Wednesday. Here's our cutoff low. It's going to move off towards the east, and take a good look at how fast these winds are from the south and how slow these winds are from the northwest. It's going to be a monster storm as it gets ready to recharge. And then take a good look off the west coast. Again, it's getting ready to do this by next Tuesday. We're already in the next setup. You can see the fast moving winds and the cold air making its way down from the north, with that ridging off the west coast, really pushing all that cold air down from the north, while we're seeing some fires out there near the west coast of California. When we take you down to the water vapor imagery, there's that cold air pushing down from the north. There's our cloud cover pushing in from the Gulf of California. And we're keeping our eye on this band of cloud cover pushing its way around the southern part of Texas. When we look at the severe weather outlook, this is Wednesday. It's just the Concho Valley still. And when we take you down to the surface, we have our eye on our cutoff low. We zoom in because we have our eye on the moisture coming in from the south, the cloud cover from the west, and the cold air making its way down from the north. We fast forward you all the way to Tuesday night, where we're going to watch this cloud cover continue to push in and out, having our eye on the snow. This is Wednesday morning into Wednesday around lunchtime. By Wednesday evening, we have our eye on the sprinkles pushing in by 9 o'clock. We start to watch it make its way by Thursday morning. Pretty steady amounts of pink. That's ice across the entire region. Somewhere around noon around Thursday. By the evening, it's going to finally push out of the area, but we look to the north where it could try to snow one more time by Friday morning. So tonight, pushing back down into those 20s. If you have to go outside, bundle up. Then tomorrow, up into those 40s. We're watching those winds turn out of the north, and as the evening rolls around, we have our eye for any of that light snow. By the time Thursday rolls around, we have our eye out for some wintry mix with some of that snow. Then by Friday, it sort of clears out in the morning. We warm back up into those 50s, and that's sort of where we level out while we still hold on to those freezing, if not below freezing temperatures. Stay tuned for the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.